Hi guys, how are we all? Can you hear me? Everything's okay? How's everyone today? Thank you everyone. I can see the chat starting to get active already. So good morning everyone. Thanks for coming. Yeah, wow, it's cold. It's cold. Like I just saw that Gay asked me in the chat what was the temperature here, and I said when I woke up this morning at 7 a.m. it was -2. So yeah, freezing cold. and look, I've got my little heated electric blanket that sits underneath my desk. I can't live without this blanket. And one thing I'm really noticing with the cold, guys, is every time I'm working on my mouse, like my hand starts to feel like it's like ice. I think I need to sometimes I have to bring the heat bag and put it on my lap and keep moving my hand onto this heat bag to warm my hand back up. So I don't know, I think I might need to buy some like fingerless gloves or something, because yeah, I've really noticed as I've been listing the last few days, my hand feels like ice. Thanks everyone for coming. I really appreciate it. I've said hello to a few of you in the chat, but if I've missed you, hello. So yeah, hi Reg, how you going? And if I've missed, I hope I haven't missed anyone. Susan, hi, good morning, Susan. Hi, Nick. So hi, Beck, and Sherry's here. Good morning. Yeah, like today I thought we'd talk about Q4, and I know it might seem like we've still got a little bit of time, but it is near the end of August, and Q4 is, October, November, December. So first of all, if you don't know what Q4 means, it just means the fourth quarter of the year. And basically the fourth quarter of the year is the busiest time of the year because that's the holiday season. Everyone's buying for Christmas. People just seem to spend more in fourth quarter because you're in that bit of a spending mode anyway. You're buying for gifts. Over in Australia, it's summer, everyone's, buying nice summer things. And I like, it's just a huge time of the year. And I really think that as a reseller, we need to be prepped for Q4, because if you're not prepped, then you can't make the extra money. And there's no doubt about it, there's more money to be made in Q4 than the rest of the year. And if you're prepared for it, and if you can plan ahead a little bit, then the opportunity is there to make more money. So, at the end of the day, we all want to make more money. That's what we're here for. We're resellers. Our job is to make money. And, if we can just spend a little bit of time planning ahead, then, that money is ours for the taking. So I actually think it's a good time now at the end of August to start that planning process, because you don't want to get to October, which is the beginning of Q4, and not be ready. You kind of need to plan for it through September and have a plan of action, have some goals, and write it down and see what you need to do to be ready to go, because November and December are going to be your biggest months of the year. So, you don't want to October's still going to be busy. You're still going to be leading up to it. We've still got Halloween in October. I think Black Friday is in October. Now, Black Friday is somebody could correct me, maybe that's November. I'm not really sure. Black Friday has always been a bit of an American thing. I'm not sure about UK, but it is starting to get traction here in Australia. And I've noticed over the last few years, there's a lot of Black Friday sales. Halloween is getting bigger in Australia. So all those kind of holiday things leading up to Christmas bring in money. So, these are all type of things that we can be looking for in our stores to start sourcing for now. Hey, Neil, Black Friday is November. Okay. Where are we? Hey, Krillin, good morning. So yeah, I really think that planning ahead is the way, for a successful Q4. So, basically what we can do in September is, if you're buying new stock, I'm going to say, don't rush out in September and go and buy all this new stock that you think is going to be hot for December, because you've still got a couple of months. you do need to plan ahead, but with other stuff. So I think September should be planning about packing up on what supplies are you going to do, what supplies are you going to need the most through the busiest time of year. Okay, you're probably going to need extra sticky tape. You're going to need extra satchels, extra bubble mailers, bubble wrap. What else are you going to do? You might need to have extra printer ink sitting here. You might need to have printer paper. You might need to order some extra supplies of address labels if you stick the address labels on some of your items. You might need to order extra thank you cards. All those little extra things that you're going to be using more of because your sales are going to be increasing. You don't want to have to run out, because during the busiest time of the season, you want to be focusing all your time on listing and selling and making that money. You don't want to have to be wasting your time looking up and go, oh, I need to order, more supplies. It could take you an hour to order more supplies, where that hour could be better spent listing to make that money. So I know for September that I'll be stocking up. I'll be ordering another box of packing tape. I need to order some more address labels. I think I've got enough thank you cards, but I'll probably order, you can't really have enough, so I'll probably order another pack of thank you cards. Start ordering some extra packaging supplies in from your post office. Satchels. You don't want to be running out of satchels. You want to have extra supplies of them at your house ready to go. So start planning ahead for, those kind of extra supplies in September. Okay, so you don't really want to be ordering those in October, November, December, because imagine if you need satchels and they've run out at the post office because they're busy, or maybe COVID gets worse and, there's delays because things have to come from China. So, plan ahead and get all those packaging supplies and search around as well, because you want to be able to get the best deals. So spend that extra time going, I want to order bulk sticky tape. So where am I going to order it from to get the best deal? Hurricane Ian saying order extra boxes. Absolutely. Get in extra boxes. Get your cardboard supplies going. Padded mailers, all that kind of stuff. So the other thing I'm going to talk about is whether or not we should start. How am I going to word this? I think we need to start increasing our inventory over September. You want to be able to list more in October, November, December. I don't believe that we should be holding stock and listing it later, if that makes sense. I don't believe you should be buying stock now and then saying, oh, I'm going to wait and list this in December for the Christmas rush. I don't really see the point in that. If you're buying something now, list it, because the more money that you can make in September or October is going to be more money to increase your stock levels again in November, December when it's busy. So you really want to be bringing in as much money as you can in September and October, so you can be buying as much stock as you can in November and December to sell more. So I do think that in September and October we need to be kind of building cash up. So if you've got goods to sell, get it listed. That would be my biggest thing. Get it listed straight away. There's no way that you're going to know what's going to be a hot item at Christmas. And especially if you do wholesale or you like to do RA and you like to buy new items, there's no way by knowing now what's going to be the hot item for Christmas for like kids and stuff. So say toys. There's no point going out now and thinking, I'm going to go and buy this Peppa Pig stuff because that's going to be the hottest item all Christmas, because it might not be. The only way you know if something's going to be a really hot item is once the sales start going more than in the retail shop. So when you start seeing an item that's selling more than what it's selling in the stores, then you know that item's going to be hot and it's going to be wanted. So my tip would be for September would be to stay researching. September and October, keep researching the toys, keep researching catalogs, not just toys, men's gifts, women's gifts, toys, things that you can buy RA, which is retail arbitrage. I would definitely be checking inside the stores, inside the catalogs, walking around, start noticing what things are selling for, what they're going for on sale, if there's limited edition colors of a specific toy or an item that might make a certain one hotter than the other. So start doing your research and start paying attention so that you'll be able to see what the trends are for November, December. Because, I mean, the majority of your sales are going to be November, December. So that's when if you're going to jump on board buying something retail, you want to make sure you're investing your money into something that is going to sell. Hey, Lainey. Hey, Harry. Nick, certainly stuff, particularly on Amazon, can shoot up in value dramatically in December as everyone sells out. Vintage toys and games especially, I always hold certain stuff back and it pays off. Do you think, Nick, this year with COVID, like I'm a little bit worried, like the store shelves, if things are coming from China, like say toys and stuff, there's going to be limited stock on the shelves in Target, in all the big shops where we buy our toys from. So I think it's going to be worthwhile looking through September and even going into those retail stores and looking at what the shelves are like. Are they actually full, or are they actually look like they're low on stock? Because if these stores are struggling to get in stock, then, this might be a big opportunity this year with COVID for resellers to be able to make money on RA and toys and stuff. And because, especially if people, like, come Christmas, what if COVID means that we all go into a lockdown somewhere, a bit like Victoria at the moment, or, what if we all go more into lockdown and we can't go to the store to buy our kids' toys for Christmas? Everybody's going to be shopping for those online. So I think we do need to be looking around and, taking note what toys are hot, especially toys. I think toys are going to be a big thing this Christmas, because you think about it, like if COVID restrictions come in and it becomes difficult for us to source brand new items, everybody's going to be shopping for those items online, and they're going to be selling out and they're going to be harder to get. So I really do think we need to be watching for the trends now, and to watch the catalogs, look at the sales, and go into the store and actually walk around and see what looks to be like a hot toy for the moment, or what seems to be low on stock, and just monitor it a little bit, because, like you said, November, December, December is going to be like the rush of people who want toys and stuff. And if we're in lockdown, if the toys are in demand because nobody can get them from China, then, this could be a massive opportunity for us as resellers. Do you buy toys at full price in Target and then sell it up a bit on eBay? You can. You can start looking for toys that you can get on sale. Yes, that a lot of people will make money on RA, which is basically retail arbitrage. So you're buying items that are brand new on sale to resell for more money. And yes, the profit margin is lower in those items. You don't make as much money as, say, if you go and buy a $2 item at the thrift shop and then you can flip it for $50, then that's a really good profit. But with retail, there's less of a markup. So if you're buying something for $20 or $30 and then you're reselling it, you're not going to make as much money on the item. However, quite often they can move fast because they're brand new. And, if you can get a deal on something that's new and you can buy multiple of them, that's kind of only one listing that you have to do. So it saves a lot of time as well. You just have to make sure that you don't, with retail, it's hard. You don't want to pay too much and then be stuck with items that are worth a lot of money. Like you need to choose carefully, and and that's what I'm saying. Do your research now. Start looking in September, because there is money to be made in buying brand new items, especially if something is hot and then it all sells out. Like that's money waiting there. Hey, Daryl. Yes, always are. I was talking about holding back used vintage items. Okay, vintage items. I don't sell a lot of vintage items, but like I know in UK you guys sell so many seems to be anyway, sell so many board games and things like that. So yeah, people sometimes think that secondhand stuff isn't going to do as well around Christmas, but I don't really find that. Last year, and that's probably what you're saying there as well, Nick, the vintage stuff sells well in December as people are still giving it as gifts. And or else even like people are gathering for family times, so they want to get in some old board games and stuff and vintage ones to play with the family. But people say to me, does secondhand stuff go as well over the Q4 period? And in my experience, yes, it does. Even if you're just a secondhand seller, your business still increases in value by Q4. People are shopping, people are going to lots of Christmas parties for, they need clothes, they need lots of outfits. They're going to lots of functions, they're going to Christmas parties, they're going out for drinks with friends, they've got family gatherings, and a lot of people are trying to save money. So, they do buy their clothes secondhand because they've got multiple functions to go to. So maybe start even looking out, if you're a clothes seller, start looking out for like party dresses and nice things that people are going to wear to like Christmas outings or Christmas parties and dinners and stuff like that. Where are we? I've got some notes here. So where are we? Okay, let's talk about promotions. So in the Q4 period, everybody wants a sale. Everyone's waiting for the sales catalogs. Everyone's trying to save money. It's an expensive time of year. Money just goes through our fingers at this time of year. So just as much for an online business like us with eBay, people love a sale. So, it might be that even through September, you might even want to bump your prices up a little bit so that you can start running a sale through November and December that makes it look like you're giving like a good deal, but really you're still getting the same deal as what you would have done. So I definitely think that running sales should be part of your action plan through the Q4 period, because people love a sale. Like people thrive off a sale in a busy time of year. So yeah. Hey, Minikin. I really feel like retail shops will be going into liquidation and sales will be around. Some people believe that it's harsh, but as resellers, it's good for us. Yes, absolutely. If you can pick up stuff on sale, RA, yeah, especially if the stores are going to, I think that a lot of the stuff's going to be hard for them to get in from China. Like they're going to be limited with supplies. Maybe shipping will be slower. I think this year with COVID, Christmas might be a little bit different with stock levels in stores and with people getting out. Like you think about COVID at the moment and all the social distancing and stuff, and then you think about what it's like normally at Christmas time when you go to the shopping mall to buy stuff and how packed it is with people. Nobody's going to be wanting to be in a packed shopping mall this Christmas. I know I don't want to be. I'm going to have to plan ahead myself at what gifts that I can start buying for people online, because I don't want to be shopping with a million people while there's a pandemic going around. So, the more stuff that I can get ordered to my house, especially if it's brand new, all the better. Like as resellers of clothes as well, start looking around, guys, in the op shops and the thrift shops or the charity shops, whatever you call them. Start looking around for clothes that are brand new with tags, because people will buy those as gifts. And, I start looking for anything that's brand new in a thrift shop with a tag. Yesterday in my thrift run, I bought a really cute teapot holder. It's not something that I normally buy a lot of, but it was really cute. It had this little Scottish dog on it, and it was brand new with tags. I ran the comps. They were selling for $40 brand new in there, and I picked it up for $5. So start thinking a little bit out the box and start looking around for items that maybe aren't even what you would normally sell, but they do have those new with tags. Start looking at things that you think might make good gift items, because that's what people will be buying, those gift items. Um, um, the business will go online as people don't want to shop on the high street. Traditional retail will suffer, no doubt. Yeah, I really agree with that. And I really think there's opportunity for us as resellers. So, yeah, I definitely think start researching this September. Start looking around at what the trends are so you know. And then maybe in October, you can start purchasing, so even maybe some RA, getting ready to sell for that November, December. Hey, Bron. Where are we? Now, inventory. Let's talk about inventory for Q4. You can't make extra sales if you don't have the inventory for it. And there's no doubt about it that, you're going to sell more during Q4. So my tip would be start increasing your inventory levels now while it's a little bit quieter. Start increasing those levels now so there's more in your stores for people to buy. If you've got a lot of unlisted stock at the moment, focus on really getting that stuff up and listed over the next 6 weeks. And, if you can pull, I know that I am going to be pulling some extra hours over the month of September to increase my store level because, even on Saturday, I listed 100 items in my store, but over the weekend, I sold 75. So really for the whole weekend, I only added 25 items to my store, which really doesn't grow it that much. Even though 100 items sounds like a lot to list in a day, because I didn't get much then listed on Sunday, I barely even replenished my stock levels after what I sold. So, we need to be bumping up our store levels a little bit over the next 6 weeks so that as we start doing more and more sales, we can keep up. Do you know what I mean? Because we're going to have to be replenishing. We want to be replenishing to keep getting the sales. I have loads of Lego in the store and I'm going to start increasing my prices as Lego is always in demand at Christmas. That would be one thing on RA that I would be looking out for. If you can get some deals on Lego, I actually think Lego is Nick here sells a lot of Lego. I think that Lego is a great purchase for RA. If you can start finding some good sales on Lego, then, or clearance items on Lego, then that would be something to really look at. Where are we? I usually start to get ready for Christmas around now. Some big job lot deals come up around me. I'll be holding them, getting them ready for Christmas. Yep. A lot of parents at home with kids are going to start shopping online for presents. Kids' toys are a great RA item. Yeah, I think kids' toys will be a great RA item this year. I really think it's going to be hard. Nobody's going to want to be shopping. What else have I got here? Another thing to do, coming up Q4, is get ready to plan your time. So for me as a mum who's busy, if I know that I'm going to be busy for those few months, and I already feel like I'm super busy now and hardly have time to scratch my butt as it is. If I know now that coming up, I'm going to plan for that. So in probably late September, early October, I'm going to have a weekend where I spend cooking. And I am going to stock my freezer full of ready-made meals so that on the days where I'm really, really busy, I'm going to have a freezer full of meals and everybody can just grab a meal out and defrost it and dinners are done. There's little things like that you can plan on to start saving your time. And, spending a whole weekend cooking, even though that's a big job, that could actually save me hours and hours and hours, and also money during that time when I'm going to be busy. I know that I'm going to be pulling long days, and I know that at the end of the day, after a big day, the last thing I often feel like doing is cooking dinner. So if I can, start planning out that kind of things, frozen meals, some slow cooker meals, and start, planning for all that kind of mum life stuff as well. Think about things that go on in your home when you're going to be busy that you can start to maybe outsource. Maybe it means that you need to, like, I would love to get my house cleaner back. Since we moved house, I haven't had the house cleaner. Maybe during those couple of months, I really need to look at, do I need to hire some help, in those busy months, because I know that, I need to spend extra time here listing because I want to be making that money. So I think it's all about planning for these different types of things in September. I think September just has to be your planning month. Really start to think about it. Where are you in your home areas? Where are you going to need help? What could you do beforehand to help you with that? It's a bit like when you go and have a baby and you plan for it beforehand. What can you do to help? What can you get ready beforehand? Well, this is similar. We're going to be busy. And not only that, not only are you busy with work, you're busy with your own family stuff, like end of year school functions. I'll have a child in year 12 that will hopefully have a school formal. Year 12 school graduations, primary school graduations, there's things like all these kind of things come up, and they're just things that interrupt your time, and not in a bad way to interrupt your time, but when you're working from home, the more organized you are, the more routine you've got, the more plan you've got, and the more structure you've got, the more successful you're going to be. So, planning ahead just makes so much sense for a busy period that's coming up. Where are we? Let me see. Okay. The other thing I've written down here that I think would be PVP, I am a busy woman. The other thing I've got written down here to do in September is to start looking at your old listings. Maybe start revising some of your older listings. Go back through them, because it would be great in the busy period if some of your older listings are selling through as well. So start revising, pull them up, have a look at your titles. Are there any photos that might need redoing to make it more appealable? Do you need to readjust the pricing on an item? All that kind of stuff. Like, it's a good time before you get too busy and you don't have time to look at that kind of stuff. September, spend time looking at what's currently in your store. What can you revise? What can you maybe even start trying to run on a sale now to start bringing in more funds to buy better stuff? I think that if you don't revise your old stock in September, by the time October, November, December comes and you're busy with everything else, that stuff is going to sit there and possibly still be there maybe January and be getting quite stale. So giving it a freshen up in preparation for the fourth quarter is a really good idea. The other thing to check on is your inventory. And when I say inventory, I mean your inventory management. Do you have a good SKU system? Are you prepared for growth over this period? Do you know where all your stock is? I've been moving some stock around in my stores the last couple months. I've been changing things up and moving systems around, and in doing that, I've actually misplaced a few items. And even yesterday, I had, I don't know, Bron can probably tell you because I was stressing to Bron. I probably had 5 items yesterday that I could not find, and I was stressed, and I was like, and I have to go in today after this live and look for those 5 items. I couldn't ship them out yesterday because I didn't know where they are. I have to physically go through my tubs and find these items. Nightmare. I have one book that I could not find. So I'm, searching through bookshelves, looking for this one book. And, I've got clothing items that as I've been condensing my tubs to make more room, I haven't maybe updated the SKU properly, and I don't know what's happened, but I do have to fix that up today. So what that's made me think is, are there other items that I don't have correctly marked, and do I need to check on my inventory now, because the last thing I want to do in peak time is not be able to find stock. So you need to have a clear inventory system. And I don't care if you're a new seller or an old seller. If you are a brand new seller, the biggest tip I can give you right from the beginning is to get your inventory in a managed system so that you know where everything is. Don't just throw it into boxes and say, oh yeah, I think it's in this box, or I think it's on that shelf. I know that works for some people, but especially if you're a clothes seller, like if you're selling unique kind of ceramics, maybe like stereos and stuff like that, then you can kind of have that on shelves and you can see it and you know where it is. But if you're selling clothes and you have 25 items of clothes roughly in a tub and they're all black, you need to know which is that black item that you've sold. You need an inventory system for your clothes. So although I think that there's some items that you can just stick on shelves and that's fine, for the most part, I think the best thing to do is to have an inventory system, because the less time that you have to spend looking for stock, that's, time is money. So, know where your stock is. And if your stock needs my stock, I've been growing my store over the last 6 weeks. So I kind of feel like at the moment I have a lot of stuff everywhere. And I do need to spend a couple of days reorganizing my space, checking where things are, looking in my listings. Is there anything that I don't have marked with a SKU? And if I do, print those items out and go and find where I've put them, because I do work my store off by having a SKU system, an inventory system. What have I missed? Hey, thrift flip buyer. I can't see what's happening. We seem to be talking about a party or something. There you go, Minikin. I ended 200 listings today to revise this month. I think that is an awesome, awesome thing to do, Minikin. Like, I definitely have some old items that I would like to spend a few hours on to revise and, try and get those older listings that are maybe going a bit stale pushed up again for Q4. This is one thing I wanted to talk about is with you building your stock levels. So I've been trying to build some stock levels for the last couple of months. And, I have noticed there's no doubt about it, the more you list, the more you sell. I'm not going to say, I still believe that you don't have to list to get sales. I've got one store that I haven't listed in for ages and it's still getting a heap of sales. So you can definitely get sales by not listing, but there's no doubt about it that you get more sales by listing more. So I know that I want to build my store levels up before Q4, so that I know that I've got roughly 5 weeks, and I've got a goal now in my head of what I want. I'm looking at my store level now. How many items do I have? How many items do I want in my store in the next 5-6 weeks? So what that's going to mean is I'm actually going to have to pull some bigger hours than what I'm already doing, which is a lot of hours. But I don't normally work a lot at night. I'm kind of one of these people that goes to bed about 8:30. And I'm one of these people that struggles to wake up before 6:37 in the morning. So I have to kind of look at myself and say, if I want to get some more listings done, if I want to get more up than what I'm currently doing, when am I going to do that? I either have to get up earlier in the morning and spend maybe an extra hour a day or 2 hours. That would give me an extra 5-10 hours a week of listing. Or do I sit up a bit later at night and, work at night? So I think I probably work better at night than in the morning, because I'm not a real morning person and it's super cold where I am in the morning. So it's even harder to get out of bed. If it was summer, it might be easier. But I think that I'm going to be pulling some extra hours in the nights over the next 5 or 6 weeks to get my store numbers up. There's no way I'll be able to maintain that for like 3 months, 4 months, but I'm definitely going to put some effort into it before Q4 so I really can see a benefit in the not so I can see a benefit, so I can take advantage of it. We know there's money to be made in Q4. We know there's extra sales to be made. So, you're going to make extra sales by having extra listings. So, I think it's a great time of year to be boosting our store numbers, to be sourcing more so that we've got more here. But we're still, a lot of us are only like a one-man band. A lot of us are only doing this solo, and there's only so much one person can do. So we do get to that point where we can't do much more on our own unless you can outsource some help. I might start, I got a bunch of DVDs the other day, and I might start getting my nearly 11-year-old daughter to take the photos of the DVDs for me, because I feel like that would be quite a simple thing for her to do. So if she's taken the photos for me, then that's just one less item that I have to photograph, and it can just be here ready to go. And they don't need to be flash. She can take photos of a DVD on my phone. Like, I don't need to take photos of DVDs on my big camera. When it comes to clothes and shoes, I really like to use the big camera. But for a DVD, I can get my daughter to be doing that for me. So look at the things that maybe you can get some help with, so that it's one less job for you to do over a busy period. I am so looking forward to this quarter. I'm much wiser this year. Prep. Yeah, I honestly, it's like anything, even in our daily lives, the more we prep, the more smoother things run, don't they? Like if we meal plan, our weekly dinners run better and we save money. If we don't meal plan, we end up buying takeaway. We end up going to the shops like late at night and just buying what we feel like. If we prep for anything, like everything runs smoother. So yeah, you really think of September. I believe personally, everyone should be thinking of September as prep month. What can you do to prep for the silly season, for this holiday season? Child labor. Yeah, something like that. You always challenge me with your dedication to your store and making money. I just, for a long time, I've worked for myself, and I've always kind of I've worked full time, but I've only ever really brought in part-time money, I guess, because I've always been juggling the kids. So even though I've worked full time, I probably haven't done full-time hours as such. And I really kind of feel like now that my kids are older, that this is my time to shine, I guess, and that I just see so much potential here, and I can see it. I can see the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks maybe, I have really put in some extra effort into my stores again, because I can't remember when it was earlier in the year. Maybe it was March or April. I don't know. I remember I went off my medication, my anxiety meds, and it just messed with me, and I struggled so bad, and I was like foggy brained all again, and I stopped listing, and, I didn't list for, 6 weeks or something hardly. And it's taken me a few months of listing hard to recover from that and get my sales back up to past where they were. So I it was so letting it slip for that amount of time was really, really hard to get it back up. And I am dedicated at the moment, because I really want to make this work. I don't want to have to go and get a normal job. I love this. I want to be able to do this full time, but I'm at the point now where my kids are older and I'm working my butt off. And if I'm going to work my butt off this hard, I actually want to see the money coming from it. And I want to get ahead, and I want to pay bills off, and, I want to, start really getting it. Like, I'm 44 now, I have to start, we've been doing some hard yards money-wise for quite a few years, and, I really want to put a shift in that now. So, yeah, I am on a bit of a mission at the moment. I am very dedicated. I need to get stuff organized. The warmer summer weather makes me sleep too much. Oh, see, I'm the opposite, PvP. When it's winter here, I don't want to get out of bed. It's cold. I just want to be snuggled up in a blanket, wearing my bed socks or my pajamas, and that gives me less motivation. Whereas in the summer, I'm like, yeah, it's hot. Let's get out of bed quick and done. Where are we? You make me teary because I want that sort of grit and I'm working hard to get it. Oh, Gay, you can do it. You can get, you've just got to find something that drives you. Find something that motivates you, look at something within, like you have to have a why, you have to, Gay, work out what your why is and why that's so important to you, and then use that to drive you. That's really the only way to do it. You've got to find something that drives you and motivates you to make that money. Time to boot the kids out. Oh, I think my oldest daughter's nearly 20, so I think that's probably. I definitely think she's looking to save money for a house with her boyfriend and stuff. So she'll probably be the first to go at some stage. 44, I look 30. Oh, thank you. I don't feel it. So this is true, Mel. September is the month to get shit done. That is absolutely true. September is get shit done. I'm going to come to do another live at the end of September, and I'm going to come back and find out all the shit that everybody's got done. I want you to make a list of it. Keep a little notebook like this or something, like a little tally book. Write down, go away for the next week at the end of August and set some plans for September, and then write down and then tick it off as you're achieving it. And really then you can actually look at it and go, okay, I really did put a plan of attack, a plan of attack into place for September, and I'm ready to go now for October, November, December. You want to get to the beginning of October and you want to feel ready to go, ready to push, ready for an increase in sales. You're prepped, your office space is clear because you're going to be busy. Your packing supplies are all, full. You don't need to stock up on stuff. All that kind of stuff is organized and in place, ready to go for a big month, so you can concentrate on listing and selling. And obviously we have to source in between that and everything else, but listing source, sales. That's what we want. I want everyone to have an awesome Q4 and make more money. As resellers, we should be really pumped for Q4. It's exciting to make money. We all know it's exciting when our stacks get bigger. When we start seeing more. I'm excited at the moment. Each week my stacks are getting bigger, and it's driving me because I know that I've been putting in extra effort, and so to be able to see that extra effort paying off, that keeps driving me for more. So we want to be able to see this. Let's put some effort into the next 6 weeks. Let's spend a couple of hours a week increasing your listings, prepping for this busy time of year, making lists, setting out goals, making an action plan, and spend that time in September. So then at the end of the year, you can look back and go, wow, that was awesome. Or, wow, where did I struggle and what do I have to do differently next year? And you make notes of it. Where did you struggle? Where did you fall down? Did you not have enough inventory? Could you not keep up with listing more than you were selling? And I think that's why it's important to build your store numbers up a little bit, because if you do start selling more than you can even get up listed, you don't want your store, to drop too hard. But yeah, just start planning. Planning is the key for a successful Q4. Hey, Dakota. I don't have a store yet, so I've listed my 40 items and I just sit around waiting for the next month to list more. Maybe I should go to the store now. Oh, Alice, I do have a video. If you go back through my videos, there is a video on when you should go look at going into an eBay store, and some of the pricing rates might be a little bit different now that eBay's moving to manage payments, but it's still going to give you an idea of when maybe you should start looking to go to a store. If you've got the intention where you want to keep listing and you're just sitting at 40 waiting, I would consider going to a store now. Also, just because you've listed your 40 doesn't mean you can't list more than 40. It just means you're going to start paying insertion fees over the 40. But if you might start listing more, and your insertion might only be 6 cents on another item. So, you can still build a store as long as you're prepared to pay that extra insertion fee to build it. But depending on how much stock you've got, how much you want to grow it, how far, if you want to keep buying things with the intention to sell, then the sky's the limit. If you're enjoying it and you are waiting to list more things and you have more stock there to list, then definitely look at going into a store. You only need to go to the bottom level store to start with, and then, gives you like a stack of listings, and you can see how you go. You can cancel a store at any time. So if you ease back and you stop selling, you can cancel it. But what else? Minikin pays her son $1 a game to test it for her. It saves her so much time as he knows the buttons in the games. There you go. Outsourcing cheap labor to the kids. Hi, Lyndall. I don't know. Does anybody have any questions about Q4? I hope everybody's excited for it. I know that I'm feeling pumped, but I'm definitely going to be listing a lot more over the next 6 weeks, doing some later nights where I don't normally work nights. And I'm just going to have to set that boundary with my family as well, and just make them all aware and say, look, I know look like I'm pulling some extra hours. I know I'm in here working late at night, but this is really important to me. And, this will be really good for, a spike in business. So, set those boundaries and, make things clear with your family beforehand if you're going to be putting in some extra hours. But I don't know, like, I'm excited, but, I still need to keep sourcing. Obviously, the more you list, the more sourcing and stock that you need. So, that's always a catch-22, isn't it? You've got to be out. If you're increasing your numbers to list, you have to be increasing your numbers to source. So maybe you need to spend more time sourcing more often, more hours in the day. Like, for me, I'm still trying to work out a sourcing plan. Am I better to source for a couple of hours every day, or am I better to source like for one huge 8-hour day once a week? It's tricky. It's tricky to know, because we get that bug where we just want to keep thrifting. I know that I really do enjoy thrifting nearly on a daily basis. And I don't go out daily, but I do go out probably every second day, at least. So I don't know, but obviously because I do list big numbers, I am having to source more. So, that's also a tricky thing. But be aware of your budget as well. If you're having to source more to increase your stock for Q4, just make sure you stay on top of your budget, especially if you're buying more stock, and maybe, like in my video the other day, I was trying to say where I was trying to save money on expenses. So if I can save money on expenses, one, it's more money in my pocket. It's more money to invest in inventory, so look at the areas of your business where you can cut things down to save money, so that, it's more money for you for whatever, whether or not it's personal or holiday, paying off debt or whatever, or more money to reinvest into the business. That's awesome. Back from Burnout merch. Oh, not really. This is just for me. A comfy jumper to sit here that I just bought for a bit of fun. So cut those grocery bills. Oh, my grocery bills are huge. So, I definitely think that having a weekend of bulk cooking for me over the Christmas period will really help. And, I definitely need to be, I think my freezer will need a clear out first, but like I might actually in the next couple of weeks empty the freezer, defrost the freezer, make space in it, get rid of old stuff so that it's ready there so that I can do a weekend of just batch cooking. And when I say batch cooking, I mean batch cooking. I will have like so many different meals frozen. Hey, Scott. So yeah, I don't know. I might finish this video up now if there's no more questions. But yeah, get ready for Q4. Use September as your preparation month. I really wanted to do this chat before September because Q4 doesn't actually hit till October. But I really think that to have a successful Q4, you have to prep. And I think that if you start prepping in October, you're going to miss the boat on some of it. Start prepping in September for Q4. You want to have the entire Q4 ready to really like pump. So hopefully things will soon down and the op shops will be overflowing with lower price and lower their price here in Victoria. Some of the op shops are still quite expensive down here in Canberra as well. Yesterday I was out shopping and I did have to pay up for a few more items than I normally would. Like yesterday I bought some shoes for $20, but I'm still confident that I'm going to make money on them. But I definitely think some of the pricing is higher, but you've just got to source smarter. Start looking for maybe some bulk deals. Start asking around some friends maybe if they've got anything. Watch for Facebook and Gumtree. Join local, like I'm in a local clothing group that's really good. People are often like asking like even for wanted items, like I'm going to a party this weekend and I need a dress in size 10 and I can come on there and go, I've got this, and I just link them straight to the eBay store, but I let them know that if they wanted to come and collect it, they can. So there's definitely ways to look out, for getting extra sales. Facebook Marketplace is another good place that you can start selling for Q4. Start looking at things, start picking stuff up off the side of the road that's been left in the trash. Even if it's maybe if you've got space in your house to store some bigger items, start looking around at things that are on the side of the road, that you can pick up for free. Daryl, I learned to list in the run up to Christmas, crazy profits, and then take some time off in 2020. Last year as well, I actually found January was super busy. I thought it would just absolutely die off, and it didn't. The sales just kept rolling in. So even though I took some time off between like Christmas and New Year's in how much I was listing, because I'd built my store up, those sales just still kept really coming in. So yeah, I think that's it, Daryl. We need to focus October and November and December. We need to just be focusing on listing and selling. So do what we can, especially September, October, you can still plan a little bit. It's not as busy in October, but it's still getting busy. But definitely start planning on getting everything else around you so you can focus your time on listing. I sold a Christmas dress the other day. So people are starting to look at things that are Christmassy items. Somebody else, I can't remember who it was, maybe it was Rod the Pommy, said he sold something Christmas related. I can't remember what it was. Start looking out for kids' Christmas DVDs and Christmas music, maybe Christmas CDs, things like that. Anything Christmas related, start putting it into your store now. It's not too early to start listing Christmas lights or Christmas related, items. There was somebody on my Facebook the other day that was giving away a whole set of like Christmas lights. And I was like trying to get on. She was giving them away for free and somebody else got them before me. But I was like, I'm going to come get those Christmas lights so I can sell them on eBay. Start looking at selling those things. I paid $47.50 for a pair of Thomas Cook's boots yesterday, half price on shoes yesterday at Vinnie's and still expensive. Oh, wow, you paid $47.50 half price at Vinnie's. They were expensive. But good quality boots, what did I buy even? So yesterday I bought a pair of shoes for $20, and I also got another pair for $30. The ones that I bought for $30 were a pair of men's black Trenery boots, ankle boots with, the slip-on bit. Now they looked absolutely brand new, and I paid $30 for them, and they're Trenery, so that's a nice brand. They're nice leather. So only a week ago, it was my husband's birthday, and I bought him some very similar boots, brand new from David Jones, but they were brown. $250 I paid for these boots. So when I saw these ones that were black that looked nearly exactly the same as the ones I just paid $250 for, they were beautiful black leather, and I was like, I know that I'll be able to flip those for more money, even though I've had to pay up $30. So I don't have a problem paying up for stock if I know that I can flip it for more money. So good luck, Reg, on those boots. 47, beautiful boots. I'm sure you'll still find money. Where did you get your packing table? I got it at Bunnings, which is a hardware store here. And that packing table is amazing. It is. I actually want to get another one of them just so I've got a little bit of extra space for a bit more of a line, I guess, as I'm packing. Yeah, that packing table is awesome. But yeah, in Australia, we've got a store. I don't know if you are Australian, but we have a store called Bunnings, which is like a big hardware store. Yeah. I try to list season specific well before. Yep, absolutely. Like if you're in America, start looking for those ugly Christmas sweaters. And even in Australia, ugly Christmas sweaters or ugly Christmas tops or Christmas clothing, start looking for all that kind of stuff now, because especially if it's, the stores, nobody's going to be wanting to shop in big retail stores. So, all those kind of geeky Christmas clothing and tops, like I said yesterday, I sold not yesterday, but like it went out in the weekend post. So I sent it over the weekend, a Christmas dress, like a kid's dress, but it was still like a Christmas themed dress. Yeah. Hi, Grant. So yeah, anyway, guys, we're up to an hour. I think I will finish it off. Good luck, everyone, in your preparation for Q4. I will come back and do another chat about Q4, in probably another 6 weeks. Just see where everyone's going and where everyone is at. Christmas bikinis, maybe. But definitely, use these next 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks to prep hard for Q4. I want everyone to have an awesome Q4. I want everybody's stacks to start coming up, on the hashtag show us your stacks, especially on a Monday after a weekend. I love to do my stack photo on a Monday just because I feel like it's easier to judge like how much I'm growing, like rather than midweek stacks, because different days of the week you seem to have, aren't as good as the others or whatever. But by posting every Monday, it's kind of a little bit consistent, so I can see how much my business is growing by the time I go back down and look through my Instagram feed, and I can see how much bigger my stacks are getting. And so that's a reflection of also how much extra work I'm putting in. So I can't wait to see how big my stack is in December, because I'm going to work hard to make that stack big. Yep, I'm going to be checking on you, Daryl. I'm going to be pushing you. I'm going to be driving you, trying to motivate you, and, really hope everyone has. And if you've got any tips yourself, drop them down in the comments, and tell everyone else what your tips are. I would love to see some comments down in the bottom of the chat. Yeah, like afterwards, show us, tell us what your best tip is, or tell us what you think the best tip is, that maybe I've given you or that you find, add those tips in, because those tips then go on to help everybody else who's looking, or people who watch this video back, like over the next 6 weeks, as more people view it. If there's tips in the bottom there from other people, it's good to get tips from other people, not just me, from your own experiences. So add those tips into the bottom. And if you've got any tips that you do on, tag me on Instagram. I love to see it. Like if you're like me and you want to do a big bulk cooking weekend and get ready for Q4, tag me in those photos. I want to see all your meal prep. I want some ideas. If you pack up on your packaging supplies, tag me, show me. I want to see it. I want to cheer you on and say, this is awesome. You're prepping yourself and getting ready for the sales to come. It's almost like a manifestation as well, isn't it? Like you're manifesting that in your mind. I'm going to have a great Q4. I'm all about the manifest. I can't even say it anymore. Righto, I'm going. Thank you. See you guys. See you next week. Oh, let me tell you before I go, I have got a couple of really good videos coming up, which I think you will find interesting. So they'll be coming out over the next couple of weeks. And I've also already got my topic for next Tuesday, which is a little bit funny. And I think it will be quite enjoyable. So I hope to see you all here for next Tuesday's live chat. Bye, guys.